This is the mini lesson on examining death. First off, it's not completely agreed upon that death, what its single definition is. It can be difficult to determine if a person is dead or alive. That people used to be buried that were still alive, so much so that they used to put bells inside the coffin in case they were to wake up. They could ring the bell and people could unbury them. Um, that's because some signs of death can be present even though a person is still alive, and death of individual cells and an organism is really a gradual process. So experts still debate what a single definition of death could be. So it's important in order to examine death based on this. So one of the people that is in charge of examining death is a coroner. They can be elected or appointed, and they may or may not be a physician. They're responsible for identifying the body, notifying the family, collecting and returning personal items, and they're the ones that issue the death certificate. The medical examiner must be a medical doctor, and they oversee death investigations and perform autopsies. The autopsy is the medical examination to determine the cause of death. Forensic pathologist, they also must be a medical doctor, and they perform autopsies on people that have suspicious deaths. They're going to determine the presence of disease, injury, poisoning, and they are trained in many other sciences such as toxicology, firearms, ballistic wounds, and pathology. So, history of death examinations. The Egyptians in 300 BC performed the first autopsy, and in 44 BC, Caesar had an autopsy done on him. More current era, in the 1400s, Da Vinci and Michelangelo performed autopsies, and in 1918, Charles Norris became the first medical examiner, and he was in New York City. So today, technology is improving the reliability and validity of death examinations. Coroners in the 1100s were the Briton tax collectors known as the crowners. They certified the manner of death and became known as coroners. In the 1800s, there was a lot of corruption. The coroner was in charge of making arrests, setting bail, and presiding over juries. So, with all these responsibilities, the coroners were susceptible to being bribed. Today, a coroner must be certified, and in larger cities, there will be a medical examiner instead of a coroner. All right, glue these notes in your notebook, get a stamp.